Here we go. Hi, welcome everyone. My name is Dylan Stafford. I am one of your co-hosts tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. Welcome to the UCLA Leadership Lab. Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. That was said by a very famous Bruin, Coach John Wooden. So tonight we would like to help you prepare to have just the very best fall quarter ever. Even if you were a 4.0 in undergrad and you know you're an excellent student, grad school moves very quickly. And all of us here tonight on the call with you, on the Zoom with you, and in the background, we are all about your success at UCLA. You've earned a seat here. That's a big congratulation. And we want to offer some perspective and some fun tonight so that you can just have the very best launch to your graduate program. So with no further ado, thank you. Thanks for being here. We are grateful to have you. Over 100 people registered, so I think we're going to have a lovely evening tonight. This is a fast 90 minutes. We're going to move with velocity, just like grad school at UCLA. So here's a quick look at our agenda. We want to have a brief welcome and meet some of the folks who are in the background, some of our faculty and staff. And then we're going to turn you over to Dr. Daniel Wong for the first module. Really look at your why and where are you going. Then you're going to have your first of two breakouts and get a chance to meet people from other programs. Then we'll come back. I've got a little module. You'll have a second breakout, and believe it or not, this 90 minutes will just fly by. So that is what we're going to do. Again, congrats. This is not your official welcome to UCLA. Your official welcome will come from your department. This is a bonus. This is a bonus that you chose to do on a night you could be doing other things. And the entire time, whether you're in a 2-year program, a 3-year program, or a 4-year program, while you're a graduate student at UCLA, every single night of your life, there are going to be multiple cool things. So that FOMO, the ability to know there are lots of options and still keep going forward, this is good practice for that. So quick little cheerleading. In case you don't know it, you've been admitted to the #1 public research university in the world. Let me show you that a different way with our cool graphic. Let me show you that a third way and give you some of the background of that. So according to US News and World Report, we've been the highest ranked public university from 2017 until last year. Subcategories include the #1 public university for veterans. We've earned that accolade 8 years in a row. And this one I really love also, in addition to veterans, #1 university, public or private, for social mobility. If you don't know about the incredible UCLA undergrad, most applied to undergraduate program in the nation for years running, 146,000 applications for fall of 24, and we'll get the 25 number soon. You're also part of Los Angeles. We're going to host the Olympics in 2028. It's going to be both the Olympics and the Paralympics. So for some of you, you'll just be graduating. Others of you will be still in school. But the center of global attention is going to descend on Los Angeles in the upcoming years. You're part of a global brand, over 660,000 UCLA alumni, undergraduate and all of our graduate programs. And it's a brand that travels no matter where you go in the world. You'll either hear UCLA, or in many parts of the world, it'll sound like UCLA. And it's a brand that carries a tremendous amount of value. Our former dean used to say, and she said this, not me, but she said, you can get divorced, but we're on your resume forever. So I know that's a terrible thing to say. We want no one to get divorced, but our old dean used to say that. So you're connected to over 660,000 alumni in 120 countries around the world as you become a Bruin. And tonight you're going to meet some of those folks. We're thrilled for our RSVP tonight. This was 6 a.m. this morning. We had 174 RSVPs. It was 186 a little while ago. So 3 programs from the UCLA Anderson School of Management, our executive MBA, our fully employed MBA, and our Master of Financial Engineering. David Geffen School of Medicine, the Fielding School of Public Health, Luskin School of Social Welfare, Samueli School of Engineering, and School of Nursing. And, so when you're in the breakouts tonight, just a quick but fun opportunity to meet people from around campus. And there are over 125 different graduate programs of study at UCLA. So as we start in each of our programs, don't forget to take advantage of the bigger UCLA campus. tonight is, this is our 7th year of offering the lab. It started with a partnership between the Anderson School and Luskin Social Welfare. And then the 2nd year we had the wonderful addition of David Geffen School of Medicine, Public Health, our Executive MBA, and our Master of Financial Engineering. And then you can see nursing, dentistry, social welfare, additionally, theater, film, and television, and online engineering from Samueli. So all of us here tonight, you're going to get to meet a couple of us in just a moment. We are all in the future business. Your future is our business. You know, we really don't get rich working at UCLA. We get paid with a psychic paycheck, though, that is kind of like winning the lottery. When we watch people go from, I have a dream, to expressing that dream in the world. And that's what we're about tonight. We're about dream big, dream often, repeat. You know, that's a great recipe at UCLA. Dream big, dream often, repeat. And we don't want you to trip and fall. And Dr. Wong, Daniel is going to give you some of the world of resources, and I'm going to give you some perspective from having been here a couple decades, because we really do want you to win. So with no further ado, I'm going to open it up for sharing from some of our team who are here. So not everyone got to be here tonight, but we'll just kind of go across for any of our team members who are here. And Elisa, would you please start us?
Yes, absolutely. So thank you so much, Dylan. I am excited to be here and excited to see everybody who's here this evening. I'm with the David Geffen School of Medicine at UCLA and want to give a shout out to all of the medical students that are here this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Elisa. And I really appreciate our partnership. Liana.
Let me unmute myself. Hello, everyone. My name is Liana Cortez, and I am the Executive Director of the Master of Financial Engineering program at UCLA Anderson. And I see a few of my MFEs on this session call. So I'm so happy that you guys were able to join, and to everyone, welcome from across UCLA and actually across the world, it seems.
Did I see someone's logged in from Tokyo? I think I saw just a second.
Right, we have someone from Colombia.
Bienvenidos.
Yes. So would you like me to pass it to someone else?
Let's see. Yeah, I'm not
Who else
sure.
is on?
I believe Shannon is here.
I did see Shannon.
Hi, everyone. I'm so sorry that I'm having to call in from the car today, but I'm Shannon Bell, Executive Director of Admissions for the EMBA program. Congratulations to all of you and welcome to the UCLA family.
Thank you, Shannon. And welcome, yes, all our executive MBAs and fully employed MBAs. So I think Liz Izquierdo or Shanna Rivaner are not here. Okay. And is Julianne or Mark here? Okay, excellent. Some of our other friends who are, I just want to mention Suzanne, Dr. Nicholas Sarka Thakur, Ana Guzman, Dr. Lee, Christina Morentes. These are some of the other friends who've helped over the years. Our patrons and presenters, current and prior. I want to acknowledge my past and future, the 2 associate deans that I've had the pleasure of working with. Gonzalo Freixas was the associate dean of the fully employed and the executive MBA program for the last 18 years. And as of May 1st, he is being succeeded by Jim Adams. Are either Gonzalo or Jim here? So we appreciate their support. Daniel, you're going to hear from in just a moment, myself, and then Dr. Cooper from Social Welfare, the Luskin School of Public Affairs. Dr. Cooper was with us the first 6 years and shared a lot of intellectual capital from her courses in leadership. Her family situation didn't allow her participation this year, but we just appreciate and honor her, and we stand on her shoulders. So moving forward quickly, UCLA plus, any guesses? Yeah, you, exactly. UCLA plus you. So, you know, I'm in the business school, so we're all about fancy graphics. So here, I hope, prepare to be wowed. I spent a lot of money on this next graphic. So here's my assertion. If you're smart enough to earn a seat at UCLA in any of the 8 programs represented here tonight, you're already a winner. Okay, so this graph, this is you even if you didn't go to graduate school. Okay, so there we are, 2025, and this is the next 60 years of life, because we're all going to live to be 111, right? We live in an amazing moment in history. So even if you did not invest in yourself with graduate school, you're going to be successful. Some ups and downs, right? She breaks up with me. He doesn't like me anymore. I lose that job. I get the next job, but you're going to be successful. But here's the money slide. Ready? Again, I paid a lot of money for these graphics. Please pay attention. I don't want you to miss it. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, so we'll go back. We'll review. This is you, no UCLA. This is you, yes UCLA. Okay, so humbly spoken, right? You've chosen us. You're trusting your graduate journey to an incredible organization, 106 years of excellence from UCLA. We invented the internet. Jackie Robinson integrated Major League Baseball. John Wooden. UCLA is a brand, even if you're not that familiar with it yet, it's going to be fun to put it on your t-shirt, put it on your computer bag, and walk through life as a Bruin for the rest of your life. And if we can help you raise your trajectory 1 or 2 degrees over decades, that makes a huge, huge difference. So tonight, if you aim just a tiny bit higher for the spring and summer, like let's get you onboarded. Let's have the best fall quarter ever. So my assertion is that trajectory beats position, because at any point in life, we have a victory today, we get a promotion, we get a 4.0, and then tomorrow we have a breakdown, a breakup in a relationship. One of my relatives gets sick. Life is always going to be lifing at us. But if you come at UCLA and you dream big, dream often, repeat. If you give yourself permission to aim as high as you can with your one and only wild and precious life, this is a place where those kinds of dreams can be nurtured. And we want to accelerate your journey, empower you, get some confidence and competence as to how you can spend your spring and summer such that you really launch this fall. Again, we have different duration programs. Some programs are as short as 21 months. Our executive MBA, we may even have, Liana, how long is the MFE? How many months is it? Sorry to put you on the spot. I should know this, but I don't.
No, it's 15 months.
Yes. Okay. So I think the financial engineering might be the most direct. And then of course we have all the way to medical school, which is 4 years plus. So whatever increment of time you're going to be studying at UCLA, in our part-time MBA program, the fully employed MBA program, it's roughly 3 years. So we say it's 1,000 days. So just using 1,000 days as a poetic license for all of the durations here tonight. If you get 0.1% better every day times 1,000 days, you become 100% better you. And I know our financial engineers are going, that's some silly math, but just this is poetry. This is poetry, okay? And that's what we want tonight. We just want to, at this early stage, suggest this is bonus. You don't have to be here tonight. This is bonus. You're choosing to be here tonight. And you don't have to do a lot until school starts. But if you choose to go ahead and jump in the boat, and I'll end with this before I hand it forward to Dr. Daniel Wong. There's that old cliche of when does your vacation to Paris begin? Have you heard this one? Does your vacation to Paris begin when the plane lands? No, it doesn't begin when the plane lands in Paris. My vacation to Paris began when I bought the ticket. When I spent that $1,500 and I picked that date and I picked that seat, because I start thinking about Paris, I start smelling the bread, I start imagining seeing the new Notre Dame. I think about, walking along the river with the soft light. So I assert that your medical degree, nursing degree, executive MBA, fully employed MBA, social welfare, your public health degree, social welfare, your degree has already begun because you've been accepted and you've accepted UCLA. So let's get that vacation. Let's get the imagination. Let's get the resources. Let's have some fun tonight. So with no further ado, I introduce Dr. Daniel Wong. He is our inaugural, like they never had this position before, and now he is it. He is the Assistant Dean of Graduate and Postdoctoral Success for all of UCLA, an incredible wealth of resources. We're going to do a quick pivot. I'm going to stop sharing and he's going to take over. And I just really appreciate you in advance, Daniel, and my pleasure to hand it forward to you.
Thank you so much, Dylan. I appreciate that introduction. And you're exactly right. This job did not exist even 3 years ago. When I came to UCLA 5 years ago, it did not exist, but it's my dream job. And I'm very happy to be here with you tonight to talk a little bit about what we have learned about what are the reliable predictors of student success. In the past 5 years, our team has really done quite a deep dive into this question. We are the inaugural Graduate and Postdoctoral Success Unit at UCLA. We're the first in the UC system. I just gave a talk to our colleagues in the Big Ten Academic Alliance last week. There are 18 campuses in that alliance all throughout the country, from Rutgers to Maryland to Michigan to Illinois. We're the largest unit in that group as well. And so it's an exciting place to be, and there's a wealth of knowledge that we have discovered about what makes students successful. And the good news is the fact that you're in this room tonight virtually is a predictor of your success. You're already interested in learning what the expectations are, setting yourself up for identifying your purpose, and you're going to have a chance to connect with other people too. That community of practice is very, very critical. And so if you'll bear with me, I'll share some of what we have found over the last few years. And so this is a deep dive into the literature. Our team looked at dozens and dozens of peer-reviewed journal articles. We looked at books. We looked at all sorts of studies to really try to drill down to what we thought could reliably predict student success. And then we subjected one of our retention programs called Grad Strive to this evaluation heuristic. And so we had 6 categories that we identified, I'll show you in a moment, and 21 questions that out of that research, we think these are the 21 most impactful questions that affect student success over the medium to long term. We then evaluated our program last year, pre and post, based on this exact question set, and asked our students to rate their level of confidence in all of these 21 categories. And I'll share the results of that with you a little bit later. You'll be the first to see this, actually. And so these are the student success factors, right? We identified 6, and they are as listed on this slide here. And we're going to be sharing this slide with you. There's a recording that we're making now of this video that'll be shared with you as well. So don't feel like you need to jot down everything or catch everything. I'm going to be moving pretty quickly through this. There's a lot of information. Then we're going to turn over to a breakout session. But these are the 6 categories. So self-identity and motivation, expectations and resilience, connection and community, support and scaffolding, self-efficacy and understanding of your program requirements, and mentoring and advising. That's probably the most impactful piece, and I'll have a little bit of a map later to show you our mentoring ecosystem and how we try to support it at UCLA and through our division, and we're here to support you as well. My unit is at your disposal. We have 6 full-time employees whose entire mission is to support student success, so I want to lead with that, and I'll finish with that as well. And so just quickly going through these slides, again, when it comes to self-identity and motivation, these are the 3 questions that we thought were the most important based on the literature and the citations you can see there. We found that for student success, it's important that you identify as a scholar and an active participant in the research endeavor. It's important that you have a clear sense of your purpose in pursuing graduate studies. And it's important that you're aware of potential career trajectories of a graduate of your program. Some of these may be surprising to you. Some of these may be very obvious. But we have found both anecdotally and in the literature that understanding the goal is very important in the stickiness of the retention of students to the end goal of graduation. And especially exploring what the career options are helps students, when the going gets tough, to stay the course and remember why they are there. When it comes to expectations and resilience, are you aware of the challenges your program and study and research represent? Because there will be challenges. There inevitably are challenges in graduate school. It's a challenging thing to do for anyone, but awareness of those challenges seems to be a reliable predictor of success. Are you confident you can overcome those obstacles that you can face in the program? Are you aware of the people that could help you to do that? So these may be inbuilt. These may be competencies that you pick up and learn along the way, but we have found that they are significant. When it comes to connection and community, as I talked about earlier, what you're engaging in tonight, do you have a support network on whom you can rely? That might be friends, that might be family, that might be colleagues, that might be your mentors, your mentoring team. Are there people on campus outside your department that you are aware of that are invested in your success? Do you enjoy meaningful connections with your peers and colleagues? And do you feel accepted as a part of your department's community? Not just the campus community, but do you feel you belong to your department, that you deserve to be there, that you are integrated into the daily life of your department? That seems to be really, really important. Next, the support and scaffolding. Are you aware of spaces where honest and open communication with allies is possible? Do you have an avenue to vent or to share problems? Are you aware of campus programming and resources designed to help you succeed as a graduate student? I will say one thing for UCLA, even though it is a big campus, the resources are many and extensive. And I hope that you will take advantage of them and learn about them. Part of your onboarding, your formal onboarding in your department, you will learn some. There's a graduate student orientation that happens in 0 week in the fall. I encourage you to attend and learn more. Do you know who to turn to when you're experiencing obstacles to your progress? At least one place you could turn is our division. We have 2 academic case managers whose full-time job is to meet with students one-on-one and listen to your challenges that are facing you academically, and how can we support, how can we provide scaffolding to your success. And do you know who to turn to for mental health resources? We have extensive CAPS counseling services on campus. Those are available to you. Then with self-efficacy and requirements, do you have the emotional tools and skills needed to be successful? Do you have good strategies for time management? Very straightforward, but very, very important. You are likely to be busier than you have been before, at least academically. You're going to have a lot of information thrown at you. Do you know how to manage it? Do you know where the tools are? Are there other resources? Are there other, AI that could help you? Do you have a clear understanding of your program's requirements? You should. If you don't, you can actually navigate to our soon-to-be-replaced graduate website at grad.ucla.edu. And our landing page, believe it or not, are the program requirements of all of the programs that we offer. So that is not going to be permanent, but at least for now, you can go look at it. Do you have a clear understanding of your milestones and progress markers? Many of you may understand what it is needed to progress in your field, but do you know what those markers are? How will you know once you've done it? Is that obvious to you? And finally, I know what is expected of me as a scholar. It's not just doing what I need to do to get the degree, but taking that next level up of, do I understand what it means to actually be a productive scholar in my field? The final pedal is mentoring and advising, as I mentioned. So do you understand the importance of your relationship with your primary advisor? Do you enjoy a positive and productive relationship with that person? And finally, do you have strategies for navigating your mentoring relationships? Until we move away from the model, graduate school is largely an apprenticeship model. We learn from people that have done it before, your faculty instructors, your advisors, your mentors, and it really is, at least in higher education, the primary way that we communicate the expectations, many of which are what we would call the hidden curriculum, things that you would not be able to read in a book or find on a website. They're things that are communicated person to person that are, again, inflexible, but absolutely inviolable rules that we follow in graduate school, for better or worse. So mentoring is such a critical part of that process. So these are the student success factors that we measure, pre and post. And so just to give you a sneak peek, we measured this over our Grad Strive cohort 23-24. We had 60 students join. We evaluated them pre and post. And we're still working on how to interpret the success of these numbers. We don't know how, really, we were able to achieve such a wonderful result. But our suspicion is the peer mentoring program that I'm explaining in a moment really delivers a lot of this great benefit. So you can see the dark blue is the pre, the gray is the post. The least growth was mentoring and advising at 12%. Most of our students were already very confident, understanding the expectations around mentoring and advising. But if you're looking at expectations and resilience, almost a 30% improvement pre and post for these 60 students. And a lot of that came down to a part of our program that's called Grad to Grad, where we pair a senior upper division graduate student with that first year graduate student as an ally and a resource. They identify what they're looking for, and we try to match them with somebody that closely maps onto their desired characteristics. And so this is the ecosystem that we think about in our division of graduate education. So you see in the middle, the student's the center in that orange oval, and that's our primary focus. That student may have an advisor or two, and that's that blue circle. Traditionally, that dyad or group or triad has been the main relationship, but we've realized that, and this is why our unit was created and invested with the resources and the opportunity to support, is that there are many, many other people involved in this ecosystem in order for it to work in a healthy way. There's the chair or dean or associate dean of your division or your school. There are your peers. Hopefully at some point you also will have a mentee of your own as you're being mentored by your advisor and that horizontal peer advisor. Your advisor and faculty themselves have peers that need to support that advisor. So as you can see, the green ovals is where our team, our graduate and postdoc success team, comes in. And so we have an academic case management team. We have a mentoring initiative team. Their goal is to train faculty in the best practices around mentoring. We have actually an inaugural faculty mentoring award that was announced this year. We awarded 3 faculty who were the finalists. We have a mentoring excellence series that we train. We offer one-on-one consultation for faculty themselves, that faculty can reach out and get assistance in how to strengthen communication with their mentees. We have a retention initiatives team, as I mentioned, for that grad-to-grad program, and that really sets our students up for success. And all this scaffolding is designed to support communities of knowledge, because that is what we are trying to encourage. Because at the end of the day, even though we are a mighty team, we are a small team of 6, and there are 14,000 plus graduate students. We could not possibly meet with every single student, try as we might, even if we wanted to. And so our goal is to encourage a healthy mentoring culture, a culture of student success at the individual level, at the school level, and at the college level and university level. And so that's what we're trying to support through all of these efforts. And so this is how we do what we do and why we do it. And so I'm just going to share with you a few of these references. These are all going to be shared with you, so don't feel like you have to write any of these down. This gives you some background understanding of where we got this. And this is our website, so you can navigate to this, and it will change eventually. But if you want to learn more about how we can support you in your student success, this is the website to navigate to. Again, that's grad.ucla.edu/life@UCLA. You can find all about GPS. You can also reach out to me and email me directly at dwong@grad.ucla.edu if we can help in any way. I had a student take me up on an informational interview offer just earlier today. Was connected with a former mentee of mine, and we had a great conversation about what it means to be successful in graduate school. And I told that student, as I'll tell you tonight, the first step that sets you up for success is reaching out to your network and asking questions about what it takes to be successful. And you have all done that tonight. You've taken us up on our offer to have this conversation. And that speaks very highly both of your potential and of the kind of scaffolding you're going to need to be successful. It is, sometimes described as a race, sometimes described as a journey, but most importantly, we want to emphasize that graduate school is a team sport. It's not individual. While you are the driver of your own research agenda and your success, you're going to be surrounded by people in that mentoring ecosystem without whom you cannot succeed fully. And so we hope that you will be very intentional about reaching out to both those near peers, but also the up and the down. You'll be mentoring people when you're a senior student, hopefully asking for help from people that can help you while they're available to you. And so now we are going to be kicking you over to a breakout session. So I will stop sharing for a moment. And we're going to send you to your group, and you're going to have 3 or 4 people in that group. But we're going to ask you to think about certain topics. Of course, you can do your introductions and briefly just say, where you're from and what you're doing. But we do want you to think about a few questions. The first is, what is your why? Why are you in graduate school? What is your goal? Knowing your destination, knowing your purpose is going to be pretty instrumental to your success. Also, why did you choose your particular program? And if you have time for a third question, who do you want to be? Where do you want to be 10 years from now? Dylan talked about that trajectory of success, that 1.1% improvement. Where do you want to end up? And we can drop these in the chat for you as well. So again, what is your why? Why are you here? Why did you choose your particular program? And who do you want to be 10 years from now? And so you have an opportunity to share that with your fellow colleagues on this call. And so we have, I believe, the breakout room set for the participants. I guess I just recreate them pretty quickly.
Or I can do it, Daniel.
No, yeah, I've got it here. And
Okay.
so I'll just recreate them. There we go. And so in about 10 seconds, I'm going to open the rooms. You're going to be automatically assigned randomly to a room. Again, quickly introduce yourself and then start talking about, what is your why? What is your purpose? What is your goal? Where do you want to be in 10 years? And just start to build that network of connection that will support you throughout your time at UCLA. Again, you might not be best friends, a day, a week, a month from now, but this is the kind of mindset that we want you to open into, the open-heartedness and the willingness to connect with others. That really is part of our true proven values. So, then we ready to send them?
And we'll take 16 minutes. So if you're in a team of 4, everybody gets 4 minutes. If you're a team of 3, you get a little bit of extra time. If anybody, for some reason, there's anything, come back to the main room and we can reassign you.
100%. I was recording.
Thank you, Daniel, and Zoe and Iman. Thanks everybody for giving us a little feedback, because it helps us also to kind of know, like how did that go? And thanks for the courage to be generous with each other, right? Like random people all over the world, different programs. one of the things that you'll hear in an MBA curriculum, and I would assume in others also, is part of graduate school is getting comfortable being uncomfortable. I want to get on the skinny branches. I want to introduce myself to a bigger world. I want to learn how to do things I don't yet know how to do. And, I can be accomplished in everything that earned my seat, but going forward, if I know it all, then why am I here? So no, my glass is half empty. I have room to receive. And Zoe, I love how you like when we are generative, when we are giving, when we are receiving and giving, we're in the flow. We make a difference with people, and people make a difference with us. And very often we don't even know, we're so busy. But when you slow down just that little extra bit and allow that appreciation out, and then that's how you can create a really special learning community. And as was said in Daniel's presentation, the people we surround ourselves, like a nurturing environment, because there's not a faculty member at UCLA who does not want you to win. And and very often faculty will say, like, half of it is us to you and half of it is you with each other. It's vertical and it's horizontal both. So thank you for that. So the next module, Daniel kind of gave you a more formal cited. I'm going to tell you more of a story. So we're going to kind of give you the facts and the story, because humans, we respond to both facts and stories. I got into this. I've been here 23 years. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Dylan Stafford. I'm an assistant dean. Been at UCLA since 2002. I followed my fiance, which was my girlfriend, becoming fiance. She's now my forever wife. I followed her career to Los Angeles. I got a little foot in the door job at UCLA. I'm from Texas, so I assumed I would move to Los Angeles. I'd get discovered. Tom Cruise's wingman. It was going to happen. So I'll work at UCLA for a year while we wait for that to happen. 23 years later, he just released a movie last weekend. Shockingly, I'm not in it. But about 10 years ago, I started to do academic probation counseling within the fully employed MBA program. That's my accountability. And I had a stereotype. I'm like, oh, people on academic probation, they're probably going to be the people that were, a certain type of admit. I had a limiting stereotype in my mind. And what was interesting to me is I got to know the people I was counseling. Many of them had excellent GPAs, excellent GMATs. So my stereotype, as many stereotypes will prove, turned out to be very inaccurate. And so then I started to look a little deeper, like, well, what this person, had all the credentials. This was an easy admit from, an admission committee. There's certain people like that's an easy yes. They checked every box. And yet here they were on academic probation. And what I saw was what they forgot to budget for was the unexpected. So, a broken ankle, a torn rotator cuff and recovery time, a sick relative, or even something unexpected that would be more positive, like in our program where people keep their job and go to school in the evenings and the weekend, an unexpected promotion at work, which is, I'm getting an MBA to improve my career. I get this promotion. Well, that's a good thing, right? Well, yes. And sometimes a promotion brings with it a lot of complexity, extra hours. So even though it was a good happening, it had a negative impact on their graduate school journey. And so that's kind of what led to Leadership Lab 7 or 8 years ago was, this conversation of none of us, it takes a village to raise a graduate. That's the African proverb. It takes a village to raise a child. I extend that to, it takes a village to get an MBA. It takes a village to raise a doctor. It takes a village to raise someone through Fielding or Luskin or nursing. So the question that we're going to send you into the breakout room with is, who do you call when you have a flat tire? So that's a metaphor, right? You have something unexpected that you didn't really want to have happen. And just while we're together here, just kind of look. Is it your mother? Is it your father? Is it your sister or a brother? Is it your best friend, from high school, your best friend from college, someone from a fraternity or a sorority? Like, and this is, a friend is someone you tell your victory and they celebrate with you. You tell your challenge and they want to help you get through it. There's acquaintances and then there's those first circle friends. And what I invite you to look at is who's helped get you so far, who's helped get you to where you are right now so far. And those people are precious and those people love you and those people want nothing other than for you to win. And those people are impressed and they're proud of you. I mean, those of you earning a medical degree, a nursing degree, right? These are big degrees. And so you're going to be busy in grad school and you may be moving to a new state. You may be moving to a new country, but thank God for the internet. Thank God for FaceTime. So, could I go to those people, my 1, 2, 3 people? Could I dig the well before I'm thirsty, right? Can I ask them in advance? This graduate school experience, it is a marathon, not a sprint. And mom, I want to make sure that every Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock California time, we have a FaceTime because I want to pace myself because your counsel, I trust you more than anyone in the world. You know when I'm crazy way before I know that I'm crazy. So I want you to be my bumpers. I want you to be my early warning system. Dylan, I think you're forgetting to exercise. Dylan, are you sleeping? Dylan, the people who help us stay, stay in our focus because we're aiming high in grad school and there's going to be many, many wonderful things and we can't do everything. So what we're going to send you into the breakout room with is the question of who do I call when I have a flat tire? And how could I talk to that person in advance or several people? What's a rhythm that I could maintain so that they know where I am and so that we maintain, even though I'm going to have a time constrained reality, we still maintain a healthy ongoing relationship. And there's going to be that time where sometimes for me, with my mom is who I go to when I need a shoulder to cry on. My brother is who I go to when I need a little nudge. My brother is like one of those guys, no matter what's happening, he can always make me laugh, you know? And then when I need a little kick in the pants, I usually go to my dad or I have another mentor. So, and sometimes I need different things. Sometimes I just need a gentle nudge. Sometimes I'm flat out frustrated and I need mom. I'm a Texas boy, Texas boys love their mama. I got to go to mom. And then sometimes I need, a little oomph. And so I go to my father. So that's just for me. So think to yourself and what you're comfortable sharing in your small group. But again, we're going to send you into I think a new pairing. If we do this, you're going to get some new faces. So reintroduce a little bit. We're doing great on time. We'll do the 16 minutes again. So we're going to aim you towards groups of 4 or 3. And your program, you could double down on your why and where you want to be 12 years, 10 years from now. You could repeat some of Daniel's prompts, but the new prompts are, who do I call when I have a flat tire? And what's a rhythm I might establish with them as I go through school so that when I do need that, they're already ready. I thought you might have been pushing a little too hard. Okay, everybody understand the assignment? Thank you for your participation. Enjoy meeting some new cross-campus friends, and we'll see you in 16 minutes.
All right, I got them all.
Recording.
Oops, I spoke too soon.
Do you want to stop the recording, Dylan?
Oh, I didn't hear.
Oh, it's okay.
I got to